Lambert, watch out for Dennis on the outside of the front row. Then Lee Malone and Derek Hogan in the Pink Panther on row 2. Richie Power and Nico Frank, and then Ian Conroy, James Byrne, Gordon Brown, Willie Lawrence, Michael Barrable. Watch out for Michael Barrable towards the back of the distinctive yellow and blue car. Then it is Sylvie Bartlett, and then it is Alex Toomey and Josh Brown, the Fiesta ZTEC driver. So he's having a go in Legends this time around. The Alfa Romeo Ireland safety car, as you can see on the left, has pulled into the pit lane, and we should be ready to go. They're waiting for the lights to go green. Patterson on the front row, Lambert on the outside. Lambert's pretty quick. He won a few races when he was a rookie, and he's been winning since. Watch out for 13, Lee Malone from row 2. He's having a look down the inside but struggling for traction, and I think it is indeed Dennis Lambert as they go under the Alfa Romeo bridge and down into turn 1 at Mondello Park. Castrol corner for the first time at the last ICCR racing meeting of the year. Michael Barrell making a few places up, but you'll be a little bit circumspect. These cars have got loads of power, 1200cc bike engines, but they don't have loads of grip. They're designed not to have that much grip. They run a really hard tire, treaded tire, and even in the dry they move around a lot, so they can be quite a handful in the wet. Also, they don't have a rear differential, so it can be hard to get them turned in. No problem there for, that looks like Lee Malone just sweeping around the outside of the pole man, Patterson, and that is Derek Hogan next up in the Pink Panther. Hogan going nicely, the ex-Fiat racer and global GT racer, but getting alongside him on the run-up. He's got good traction, but Hogan won't give this away. Great shot, a drone shot now as we come back into the main arena. And Hogan goes back at him on the brakes, but Malone will have the inside for the next one, the right-hander, which is Nordic Spirit corner. Brilliant, it's true Nordic Spirit now, right out onto the curb. Good lead at this stage for Dennis Lambert early on, but the danger man here looks like Lee Malone, doesn't it, in second place? Oh, no, it doesn't, says Derek Hogan. It has a big stab down the inside, doesn't quite work on that occasion. All struggling a little bit, they're going nicely. Nobody getting too badly out of shape there. They're all pretty experienced. Barrable up a few places already, we're watching out for him. First 4 together across the line. Ian Conroy in there too, the Carlo man, very quick driver, always turns the car out beautifully. He's up to 4th place in that silver and blue car. He's down the outside of Hogan, 2 former Fiat Uno racers from many years ago. Around the outside he goes. Can he hold it at coming out of Castrol for Campion corner? He can. He's on the inside for Campion corner. And away they go now down towards turn 3. 6 minutes to go, and there's short races for Legends because they do 3 races a day as opposed to 2 that everybody else does. So it's Lambert, Malone, Hogan, Ian Conroy, Richie Power, Gordon Brown, Jonathan Patterson has dropped back to 7th inside the first lap. Then it's Michael Barrable, who is up 3 places on that last lap to 8th place. Willie Lawrence, Sylvie Bartlett, Nico Frankie, James Byrne, Josh Brown and Alex Toomey. But Conroy, the man on a move as well. Just in front of these is the battle for the lead between Lambert and Malone. And it's still Lambert. Malone hasn't found a way past just yet. Lambert going nicely. 2 different body shapes, as you can see. One is a saloon and one is a coupe. The distinctive squared off back of the saloon model of Lambert. Chassis are the same. Down the inside, classic Mondello Park manoeuvre. At Southside Motor Factory's corner goes Lee Malone, and he takes the lead. Lambert looking for the switch back to get alongside on the way out. Almost gets it done, but Malone takes the lock off and goes wide. Doesn't scrub off any speed. Having another go on the main straight away is Lambert. Fastest lap is to Gordon Brown, who's charging up through them. Brown up to 2 more places on that lap to 4th place. Conroy with an opportunity, but is that Brown gone off? I think it is, and straight into the gravel, and that could be a safety car. It is Gordon Brown. I gave him the commentator's curse there, as I mentioned, him coming under the bridge. Very hard to stop down there, a lot of standing water, and we had a striker off there in the last qualifying session. It took quite a while to get it out of the bank. Everybody fine though. So 4 minutes 53 to go on this one. Next up will be Say It Supercup Ireland next up. We're still racing on track with the first of 3 races of the day for the Legends. Safety car has been dispatched. The Alfa Romeo safety car has been dispatched, so we're not going to stop the race. And the snatch unit is overtaking the safety car on the way down to the corner to get that car pulled back out, which should be relatively easily done. So the race is neutralised. If you haven't seen this before, the Alfa Romeo safety car will go out. The lights will be flashing on the roof, and when the lights, it'll lead the cars around at reduced speed. Oh, they haven't seen it yet. Michael Barrell will make it a place as somebody else. A hero up the inside of everybody in the brakes, but it's hard to see. It's easy for me to see it, and it's easy for you to see it on the TV screen. But these cars are low slung and they're the exact same shape. If you're in a line of cars, you won't have seen that. They'll have seen it now on the main straight because the Alfa safety car is parked just beyond the bridge. You'll see it in the next shot. As they come back towards us. Good grid of Legends, 48 cars there. They're already trying to get this car pulled back out. So the snatch unit, the pickups, hook up the back. That's why scrutiny always asks you if you've got a towing point at the front and back of your car. You should be able to pull this out relatively easily. The car will be undamaged. It will make race 2 and race 3, no problem at all. But the gravel trap is deep and it's well raked at Mondello Park. The ops team rake it before a race meeting. The idea being that your car won't skate over it when you go in, but it'll actually sink the car and stop you going all the way to the barrier. So it's doing its job well today. As the Alfa Romeo Junior, all-electric Alfa Romeo Junior, leads them round. We have a couple of Alfas here at Mondello Park. We have a Giulia Veloce. Giulia, real quick car. Lovely Alfa Romeo Giulia Veloce as well here at the circuit, amongst the fleet we have at Mondello Park. So they'll be a little bit more confident this time. On coming out, they would have been circumspect, of course, about grip levels and stuff. They've done 3 racing laps now. The only thing is the clock is still ticking and it's showing 3 minutes to go. So if they get that car back out, let me have a sneaky look that you can't see on the television. Yeah, they're already just beginning to pull it out there. Great job. So yeah, and what's happening here is that they're coming down into the S's, and that's the Alfa Romeo safety car in conversation, radio conversation with the clerk of the course, and he's telling them slow it right down and we can let them go this time around, because he's also looking down at turn 1. This is good work from everybody here. If he let that go, they might start another lap and they would have to do another slow lap. Look at this, there's a chance he could turn the lights off and go into the pit lane now. It's marginal, isn't it? Where's this car? It's not quite out. Oh, it is out. It's starting. It's driving away. I wonder, can they pull this one off? This will be great work from downstairs. And that's not something I say too often. I normally can point the finger at people. It's very easy to do from the top point of the tower. That's great work from if they get this going. I think they can, you know. The lights are still flashing. They're off on the Alfa Romeo. They're going to do it. That Alfa's going to come in the pit lane. Oh no, they're back on, are they? Yeah, it didn't quite work. That is... Let me see, I'm not sure. Maybe they're just not in the back gate. I think that's the rule, yeah. They have to get in the back gate and shut the back gate so the track is completely safe. Almost did it though, that was great stuff. So everybody working in tandem, but only 1 minute 50 to go. So this will be a relatively quick lap from the Alfa, not in racing terms obviously, but as you can see, they've picked up a lot of speed. He would love to let them go and do 1 lap to race to the finish. Lee Malone, of course, would rather that didn't happen because he's already leading. So if it finishes under the safety car, he gets the win. Either way, it would be well deserved. He's driven well in this one. Michael Barrell will probably be a little bit disappointed. He was on a charge. He got up to 7th place. And Michael has started in 11th. Josh Brown was up a place as well, battling with Alex Toomey there. James Byrne, another Fiesta ZTEC racer, still does a bit of ZTEC racing. And I think he's going to do the 6R. I've heard there's a Legends team coming into the 6R. The next race meeting here is on the 8th of November, and it's the 6R endurance race. A lot of big names doing it. There's talk of a British touring car driver coming over. There's all the top teams in the paddock are preparing cars. Most of the Fiesta ZTEC guys will be preparing their own cars. You can race. It's not that expensive a race to do. The car needs a lot of prep and you need tyres and fuel, but the entry fee is only 800 quid for 6 hours racing, an hour qualifying, and that's between 4 people. So if you can get yourself a Fiesta ZTEC, if you have a competition license, you can do that race. It looks like we're going to get a start. This is good stuff. 30 seconds to go. Will they get to the start-finish line? Well, in this stage, the leading car dictates the pace, but it's green flag. 24 seconds. There will be 1 lap, I think. Unless he slows them right down. He could make them not work, but I think he will want to go racing, won't he? Depending on the run he gets. And he gets a great run. Lee Malone comes down to take the waved green flag at the start-finish line. 2 kilometres to go, 1.2 miles at Mondello Park for the first race of the day. And on the brakes and having a real go is Dennis Lambert. Dennis is thinking, well, if there's only 1 lap, I might as well have a go. And Ian Conroy, the Carlow man, not too far away. Armful of opposite lock there for Malone as he stands on the power out of Castrol Corner. Carries it beautifully, no twitching or anything at all. It's all very delicate driving, like walking on eggshells. He gets a good exit from Campion and increases that lead by another length or 2. So he's out to turn 3, the double apex right-hander. Trying to get it back into the apex can be difficult. Gets it done to perfection, as does Lambert. Doesn't lose any time there. So they come back towards us again for the final time. First race of the day at the Teng Tools ICCR. There's a big battle there, Barrable in the middle of that. Sylvie Bartlett, yeah, ex-Formula V racer and ex-Fiesta ST racer, going nicely, but the side-by-side might allow Barrable to get a run at both of them into the final corner. There's a lot of lunges. Barrable looks to the inside, but there's no room. You can see him in the background. None of this is bothering Lee Malone, who drifts to celebrate out onto the Bahrain straight at Mondello Park and comes down to take the checkered flag for the first win of the day. Great stuff. Malone takes it. Lambert just about holds off a sustained attack from Ian Conroy on the final lap. Richie Bauer, Derek Hogan, a great drive. Sylvie Bartlett, Michael Barrable, Willie Lawrence, Jonathan Patterson, Nico Frankie, Josh Brown, James Byrne and Alex Toomey. The only one we don't have there is Gordon Brown, who caused the safety car inadvertently. In fact, is he still running? Is that him at the back? Looks like it, yeah. Oh, it's Toomey, yes, 26, not 16, yep. So Brown obviously headed back into the pit. So great stuff from Irish Legends. All checkered flag, all races for the remainder of the day are reduced to 13 minutes from 15 minutes. Well, that's because we're so far behind. We had a lot of red flags this morning in qualifying. Conditions were really, really difficult, much worse than you see now, and there were a lot of cars just locked up, couldn't get stopped, and ended up in gravel traps. And safety is paramount at Mondello Park, so it took a little while to get them out, and that slowed us right down. So we're late starting, and that one we had a safety car as well. So all races for the remainder of the day will be reduced to 13 minutes. So we're back racing already, and this time it's the Seat Supercup Ireland class, and it's stressy for a lot of people. This is championship deciding time, championship between Victor Cullen and Max Turley, and they're not in their usual places on the grid. They're both pretty well back. It was a very, very wet session, and they were third and fourth early on, but a lot of fast laps came in at the end. So Stephen Wright, the rally man, great car control, very, very quick. He's on pole position. Sean McGovern has just been a revelation this year in Irish motorsport. He's already wrapped up the Fiesta ZTEC Siltex Safety title, and he had to go in this car last time out, and he stuck it on pole. So he's out there again. He was on pole until the dying minutes of this one. So obviously very versatile as well as being very quick. Sean McGovern, he's out on the outside of the front row. Then Paul Parr, great to see Paul going so well. David Maguire Jr., another ZTEC graduate. I think he has wrapped up the Fiesta ST championship. I thought he needed a few points, but let me have a look at that later on. He's on the outside of row 2. Then it's Gary Corcoran and Sam Moffat on row 3. Another rally man, Sam Moffat, should go well in these conditions. Gary Corcoran was on pole for a lot of this session. He had a very good qualifying session this morning. Barry English, very experienced circuit racer and oval racer as well. Max Turley, the first of the contenders, and right behind him is Victor Cullen. So they're the two cars you're going to be watching, is number 8 and number 9. And Victor Cullen's got a lot of guests down here today from Atlas Auto Service. I think there's about 40 of them down here for lunch to support him. He's done a deal with Atlas Auto Service, and they've got a lot of depots around Dublin and Leinster, some outside Leinster, but most of them in Leinster. And we've got a beautiful training centre at Ballymount. We did a photo shoot up there with Victor's car last week. So it's Victor Cullen, Donald Downey, Then it's Mark Turley and Adrian McNally, then Porrick McQuaid, Darren McMullen and David McGuire Senior. Do we see them at the back? Do, I think. See as soon as they go by. Michael Cullen's up here holding on to his heart. Big day for Victor, of course. So Wright and McGovern, 2 hard chargers at the front, and Dave McGuire Jr. as well. Paul Parr in the middle of it. Pretty experienced, good racer, good in traffic, Paul Parr. I'd like to pick a winner here, and adding in a slippery track as well, just to spice things up. Should be getting ready to go. I can hear the revs rising. Can be difficult to get these cars off the line. Factory built touring cars, no mistakes from anybody. Dave McGuire Jr. actually very slow off the line. Victor Cullen makes a good start. Mid-grid, he's got traffic all around him there as they head under the Alfa Romeo bridge and down towards Castrol Corner. And McGovern with a high and wide line looking to sweep around the outside for the lead. I think he could just be contained perhaps by Stephen Wright as they go through Campion. Just about. It's Wright from McGovern. Then it's Parr. McGuire didn't lose too much there despite being a little bit tidy off the line. David McGuire Jr. Parr looking to have a go, but McGovern's got that close. Just gives him a little kiss on the back bumper to let him know he's there. I'm sure he's aware. All the rest come streaming through. So we're all beginning to sort themselves out in the first lap as they come back down to the main arena, down to Bridgestone Corner, off-camber left-hander. They're coming through the left-hander now and then right for Nordic Spirit Corner. We're looking back and Turley, it is ahead of Victor Cullen still. Victor Cullen with the headlights ablaze, distinctive blue and orange car, blue and yellow car there. Time Parr having to go a bit defensive as McGuire has a look. Here they come down the main straight, and McGuire under threat there for 4th place. And they get up speed, they carry great speed, 340 brake horsepower as they go through here. That's Sam Moffat on the outside trying to have a go at McGuire. The car beautifully turned out. They're almost touching doors for 4th place, but McGuire gets it done, keeps it. Then it's Corcoran, and that's Turley round the outside. Then Mark Turley. We're looking for Victor Cullen there. He did come through. Somebody very sideways there is Parr, I think, in 3rd place. McGuire should be able to capitalise on that one. He did well to hold that. You haven't got much lock in these cars, and he just floored it and gave it as much lock as he had. That's dropped him 2 places because Moffat's got by on the inside of both of them. So Moffat the big gainer. Oh, and straight into the back of McGuire Jr. there. That was a little bit rough, just sent him wide at the apex. He won't be happy about that one. Then it's Corcoran right with them now. Then it's Max Turley going nicely. Then it's Mark Turley. Then it's McNally and Downey. Then Victor Cullen at the back. We haven't seen him on shot, but 2 cars going very slowly. Victor Cullen back up to racing speed. Barry English heading for the pits. So Victor Cullen was right up there with Max Turley, but now Turley's well clear in terms of the championship contenders here. The order is Stephen Wright, Sean McGovern, Sam Moffat, David McGuire Jr., Paul Parr, Gary Corcoran, Max Turley, Mark Turley, Adrian McNally, Donald Downey, Porrick McQuaid, Victor Cullen, and Barry English has headed for the pits. He's in the pit lane with the bonnet up. Warry Motorsport looking at that car. So first 2 now with a little bit of a gap. Moffat not able to shake off McGuire Jr., who's another really quick young tin top pilot. He came from Zetec into Fiesta STs, Alloy Repair Centre STs this year, and took that championship. He's trying every angle to get by that combi lift car, but not managing it on this occasion. They're all a little bit strung out. At the top of your screen there, Victor Cullen looks closer than he was the previous lap. So he should be able to get back up there. First on his shopping list will be Porrick McQuaid in the red car. So we'll watch the lap times as they go by here, but I think Victor quicker than a lot of cars ahead. Wright goes through, McGovern goes through. Moffat. Parr, Corcoran, Turley. Turley again, McNally, Downey, McQuaid. Victor Cullen goes through. Yeah, he's quicker than the 2 cars, 3, 4 cars, 5 cars ahead of him. 6 cars, 7 cars ahead of him. So Victor Cullen's got pace here, but getting up to them might be slightly less difficult than getting by them. He should catch one on this lap, I feel, that sort of pace. He's on a 4-1. Cars ahead of 4-7, 4-7, 5 dead, 4-6, 5 dead. So a little bit of work to do. McGovern trying everything, beginning to flick the Sayed around, trying to try a few different things, looking for grip on track as they come down into the S's. But Stephen Wright looking comfortable out front of these 2, just moving away from everybody else. Fastest lap is to Stephen Wright last time around, a 3-6. Up into the final corner, Southside Motor Factors. McGovern perhaps a little bit closer as they come towards us. Moffat has got a length or two, and that's about it. Watch the top of your screen. Let's see where they all are as they come out of the final corner. Yeah, it's Victor Cullen with the headlights on, so he has closed down that pack in front. 3-7 for Victor, that's matching the leaders. 3-6 for Stephen Wright, 3-7 for Victor Cullen now, so he's putting the hammer down. The only other person doing that is Max Turley, 3-8, a tenth slower than Victor, but click quicker than all the cars around him. So we need to start making moves. Still a lot of time to go in this one, still 12.5 minutes for Victor to make back up those places. But Max Turley doing it all well here in 7th place, not making any mistakes at all. Two young guns shooting it out. It's going to be very, very difficult when championship points come into play. Right out to the outside of the circuit. So Max Turley has now closed down Gary Corcoran. He's right with Corcoran now, Max Turley. He can just stay where he is, but he will want to, if he's going to motor up behind him, he'll probably want to have a go. Victor Cullen with 3 cars right in front of him now as he comes down to start another lap. Slightly slower lap for Victor, that's on a 4-1. He's done a 3-7, this is his fastest. Max Turley, 3-8 is his fastest, but he did a 4-2 that time around. In fact, they're all a little bit slower that time around, except Stephen Wright, who set fastest lap on a 3-1. McGovern only a couple of tenths slower. And Maguire looks, well, is he quicker than Sam Moffat? I'd say they're equally matched, but he can't find a place to get by at the moment. Moffat not looking too ruffled. Young Maguire having a look around the outside as they come down into the S's. First one is Bridgestone. The second right-hander, normally flat, won't be flat today, is Nordic Spirit. McGovern showing the nose to the leader, but that won't rattle Stephen Wright because there's a little bit of a gap between them, about a second I'd imagine, maybe slightly less. But he's pulled out a little bit. This is going to be another fastest lap, surely, for Stephen Wright. Will he be in the twos? At 3:109, it is fastest lap, but 63:109 as they go by. It's another 2 tenths. The gap out to 0.8 between the two leaders. Max Turley goes by, 3-7 for him. All the rest go through. Victor Cullen, 3-7 again. So he's got to get by McQuaid, Downey and McNally at least, and then he'll encounter the Turley family en masse, 7th and 8th, Max and Mark. And we come back down towards the main arena again. Watching them from the drone shot, it's a really good shot from above, very popular with people watching. We get great feedback on these drone shots from See It Live. Right out to the outside, and once again the first two are easing away. McGovern perhaps maybe a little bit closer. Maguire goes to the inside, then back to the outside, trying to get a better run on the way out. Looking to now get up the inside, that doesn't happen, so it goes right to the outside. Wright gets a great run onto the main straight. They were together at the apex, but he's a tenth quicker again. A fast lap again for Stephen Wright, 103.084 as they come towards us. So they go by again. We're watching the screen. Victor Cullen up 1 place to 11th place. 4-8 as he got by. That time was a slow lap actually for Padraig McQuaid. He might have had a moment out there, but Victor's gone by him. Next on his shopping list will be the yellow car of Donald Downey, who's right with Adrian McNally. And then it's Mark Turley and Max Turley. Just under 5 minutes to go in this one. Wright, McGovern, Moffat, Maguire, Parr, Corcoran and Turley. And it's Mark Turley, Adrian McNally, Donald Downey, Victor Cullen, Padraig McQuaid and Barry English is still in the pit lane, unfortunately, and the leader is getting away. The battle now is for 3rd place, I think, in this one. Maguire would be really keen to get by and see if he can get up to the leaders, but look at Wright, centre of the road. Or Moffat, I should say. Moffat driving really well. He's a rally man, but he's obviously got space, plenty of racecraft as well, because holding the centre of the road but not scrubbing off any speed and not being slow on the exit. And if you could do that around Mondello Park National, it can be very difficult to get by, as David Maguire Jr. is finding out. Parr goes through. Max Turley up a place from Corcoran, up to 6th. Yeah, it's just pointed out to me there. That'll be a reverse grid pole for Max. They swapped the top 6. could be the top 8. I'll have to get a little bit of info. I think in my head it's top 8, which anyway would still put them up the front. So that would give Mark Turley pole for the next one, possibly, if they finish as they are. So Wright still out front. Now another fast lap, 103.063, and the gap just gone out to over a second for the first time. And Victor Cullen now having a go at the top of your screen, the two yellow cars together. He's right on the back bumper of Donald Downey. Here we go down the main straight. Victor Cullen now right with Downey and McNally. There they come. This great shot as they come down into the first corner, Castrol corner. Downey goes wide. Victor Cullen down the inside, but Downey closes the door. They're both instructors here at Mondello Park. But when Victor opens the door, the passenger door is actually opened on Victor's car as he goes through turn 2, Campion corner. Shouldn't be a massive problem. He's not going to be able to reach across though. It's not like driving a normal Seat. These cars, the driver practically sits in the back if you have a look at them in the paddock. And McNally gets out of shape and Downey into him now. So Victor's going to have to use his head. He could make 2 places here. Certainly Donald Downey looking a little bit feisty as they come back down towards us. So McNally, another rally man who's had almost got a win in Oulton Park. He drove superbly and Niall Murray just got off, but he's under massive pressure now. Downey gets alongside him, out of shot, coming up towards the final corner. There we are, great shot from the drone. Victor Cullen down the inside. Surely going to get one of them here. He just slows too much at the apex, doesn't quite do it there. That drone shot is fantastic, but he's still on the inside as they go by us. He might get it done down into Castrol now under the Alfa Romeo bridge. This is crucial for Victor Cullen. He needs to get by these 2 cars. He's late on the brakes. He needs to stay out of trouble though. But yeah, there they go side by side. Campion corner next. And he's got round the outside. That's good stuff from Victor Cullen. He's up a place, and that's crucial because now he can attack McNally. And the fact that McNally's got away by a couple of lengths will make the next job a little bit easier if he can get up there. We know he has pace. But now making no mistakes in this one up the road is Max Turley. But that's Cullen up to 10th now and going for 9th. Still, it's only 1 minute 27 to go, so he's got to have a real go on this one now with Adrian McNally, the rally man. Change up front, so this is where the action is in this one. It's all stretched out a little bit ahead of them. Victor with loads of pace. Here they come, and he gets a great run through Nordic Spirit. Watching the top of the screen for this one. There they are again. There's that drone shot right into the apex. Downey trying to have a go back at him as they come out onto the main straight. They're not making too much inroads. He doesn't need to be defending here. Down to start what's probably going to be their final lap. It might not. The leader might get there in time to start another lap actually. Victor would prefer another lap, obviously. Try and get one over on McNally, get himself up to 9th and minimise the damage done in this one. Turley is a couple of points ahead, but it's very close between both of them in the championship. But Max Turley doing it all to perfection here. He's in 6th place. He's not really getting in the mix. He got by Gary Corcoran, but not endangering himself at all, not jeopardising his championship challenge. These 2 young guys, big pressure on their shoulders. It's championship day, and it's a big championship. These factory built 340 brake horsepower touring cars, paddle shift. Driver sits right at the back. They're very impressive bits of kit. Here they come. Victor gets a tighter line. That closes them right in on McNally. Again, he should be quicker through here. He is quicker through here. And a little bit of a kiss on the back bumper as they go through Nordic Spirit corner. But that's actually given the impetus to McNally, who's got away a little bit, but he does still defend. Victor can't take advantage because Donald Downey is around the outside. Here we come now in the main straight, starting their final lap. And it's Downey actually who gets the run, and Downey gets alongside Cullen now as they go under the Alfa Romeo bridge, and he's later on the brakes, right around the outside. If he can sit there for turn 2, he might take the place. Victor's not having any of it. He's watched some videos of his dad in action there, and Donald Downey gets introduced to the grass on the exit of Castrol corner. So Victor in an uncompromising mood today. He's just got about probably a kilometre and a bit to go. The leaders are coming up to the final corner, but this is crucial stuff for the championship. Stephen Wright has done it to perfection. Somebody's off in front of them. That's McQuaid, though. It's not going to put anyone up a lap or up a place. He was down back of these 3, so he must have gone off on the final lap. And checkered flag out of shot for the winner, Stephen Wright. Great stuff, just catching him. McGovern with a great drive to 2nd place. A little bit of a gap and a brilliant drive by Moffat now to hold off Maguire for 3rd and 4th. That's a great race. And Paul Parr, and look at this, Downey down the outside, 2 wheels on the grass, trying to sit around the outside. Well, Victor gets up the inside of the rundown. Can he possibly do the switchback? Almost can. It's a drag race to the line, but just holding on. That was a good last corner effort from Victor Cullen. So Stephen Wright takes a brilliant win there. Really impressive stuff. Sean McGovern and Sam Moffat will join him on the podium. Then it's Maguire Jr., Parr, Turley, Corcoran, Mark Turley, Adrian McNally, Victor Cullen, almost 9th, but 10th. Good recovery still. I think the top 8 get reversed, and that means it's going to be Mark Turley and Gary Corcoran on the front row, Max Turley and Paul Parr in the second row. It won't affect, Victor will start in the same place as will McNally, but he's got a little bit of pace, so that should give us some excitement in race 2. He wasn't sitting at the back for no reason. He was certainly charging up through them, but Max Turley will be very happy with that one. Moved to Australia. I think he's just back on holidays to do this race. He emigrated after the last race, came back to do this one. You would do if you were leading this championship. It's not an easy championship to win. There's a lot of quick guys, a lot of good teams involved in it. So they come back into the Interpark Fermate. Victor Cullen in the Atlas car, just being followed in by Donald Downey. It's great to see an embrace between Wright and McGovern there, just a mutual respect between those two when they get out of the car. They really did leave everyone sitting. There's the Corcoran crash repair car of Gary Corcoran. So there's Max Turley getting out of the car. He'd be delighted with that one. Victor Cullen can be happy with the fight back, but he won't be happy with dropping back early on. He's in the Atlas Auto Service car on the right. That's him just getting out. Beacon Hospital overalls. So he's got a big ask in the next race, but I think he's got a bit of pace there. So a little bit of a change to the schedule, whether you're wandering around the paddock or you are watching at home, because the timetable has changed slightly. The marshals are absolutely soaked, so I think they're going to let them a chance to feed them and warm them up a little bit, because that's rough weather all morning for them. They've done a great job, as they always do. So next up we have the Alloy Repair Centre. No, next up we have the Fiesta ZTEC Championship, then the Alloy Repair Centre STs. Then we'll take a slightly earlier lunch, and then it'll be Boss Ireland, Junior Minis, Irish Strikers, Legends again. Then we go back to say at Supercup and repeat. So that will be the order for the day. Plenty of excitement. If you're on the couch, get yourself a cup of tea and come back. We're not stopping. We are going straight out with the always entertaining Fiesta ZTEC Championship. The budget tin tops here at Mondello Park, sponsored by Neil Murphy and Siltex Safety. The biggest grid of the day as ever. And Neil is down there, clipboard in hand. I wonder if he's going to lead them out. He doesn't tend to want to lead them out in his little Fiesta van if the weather is anyway slippery, so I'm not sure where he is. Probably in the pit lane. He's very much the daddy of the class, looks after them all, especially the rookies. There is a rookie championship within the championship. We'll go through that when they come out here. Michael Cullen working out championship points here. So Alan Dawson it is. Alan, massively experienced Alan Dawson, and he did well. He qualified for LOH Motorsport and Sheds Direct on pole position this morning by, it was half a second when I was watching. I was actually on a plane when I was watching it earlier, and it remains at half a second. Then Ian Fishburne, class returnee, the Fish Graphics man, starts alongside him on the front row. So he does all the backgrounds and numbers for the Fiesta classes and the Junior Mini class here. So it's the Team Martin Bahrain car that he's driving. Mulready in third, the new Fiesta ZTEC champion from Northern Ireland. Then it's Evan Walsh. What a drive, the Mondello Scholarship winner. He's the quickest of the rookies. The rookies will be hard fought. So these are the cars that can do the 6-hour race. And November 8th on Mondello Park, whatever, if you have a license, you can do it. You can rent a seat in a car, you can buy a car. They're not dear to buy. There was a few of them sold for $3.5 grand during the week. A lot of people looking for them at this time of the year, specifically to do the 6-hour race. It's a brilliant race meeting here at Mondello Park. It starts at midday, it gets dark at 4, and they race until 6 o'clock in the dark. Headlights on, we've floodlights down here. It's a really good race. So that's worth coming down to. It's a free admission if you want to come down and have a look, but you don't want to spectate at that race. You want to compete at that race. And many of the competitors from other classes will be having a go in the ZTEC that weekend. So Michael Cullen just giving us a rundown on the side points. A little bit of work for Victor to do, a lot of work to do in race 2. We'll go through that later on. I'm joined in the commentary box by Neil Murphy. Neil, we thought you might be down there in your Fiesta ZTEC van, but you don't like the wet. She's not set up for wet conditions.
Problem, so no wipers yet. We'll have it sorted for the second race.
You sound like a race driver saying that. Great grid. You must be delighted with this one today. I know you're a big fan of the class, but the grids have stayed up, heading for 30 all the way through the year.
Absolutely fantastically. It was great to see. Must say that the rookie championship, as I've said before, is my favourite, and it's very close between Mikey Mania and Evan Walsh, and I think it's all to play for.
It is all to play for, absolutely. Neil Murphy there, ex-racer himself from back in the day. And as he said, the rookies he's very defensive of his rookies, very fond of them. You don't want to raise an eyebrow at a rookie in the paddock. You'll have to answer to Neil Murphy. But the rookie's going really well the last 2 races. It always happens. Look, there's 2 of them in the top 6. Evan Walsh in the Mondello Park Scholarship car. A little bit of inexperience showing from I can see it from looking down the tower. We were talking about this in the last race. I mean, he's not on his marks at all. Mulready makes the best start from row 2 and tries to go there, but Fishburne closes the door, sees them all coming, and they all stream down towards turn 1 under the Alfa Romeo bridge. Oh, Liv Corcoran, a little bit of contact there, I think, with somebody going under the bridge. Here they come. Great start from Mulready, and Harry McGovern locks it all up and parks it in the kitty there. He knows exactly what to do. Doesn't break, stay on the power, it might come back out. No! Oh, had he not stopped, I thought he had it there, but he hasn't. Mind you, the snatch unit is already down there. We might see a safety car, but that car will come out relatively quickly, I would imagine. It's not coming out just yet. And having taken snatch of the lead there was Ian Fishburne out of our view. So he's put one over on Alan Dawson. Ian Fishburne should be rusty. He hasn't raced for, Neil, what, 2, 3, yeah, at least 2 years. He does a lot of work with Murray Motorsport. He's jumped into their car. They were shaking it down for the 6R. He's going to do the 6R in that car with Niall Murray and Owen Murray. And they said, sure, you're going to test it, you might as well race it. And he rang me, said, any chance of getting an entry, a late entry? And I said, yeah, we'll sort it out. So the hard-working staff at Mondello Park were able to process his entry late in the day. They've all slowed right down because the safety car boards are out. They all know what's happening. No, they don't all know what's happening. Somebody having a go there. That's that's Mick McCardle. He's gone by a couple of people there. John Farrelly, who's gone back past him again. Oh, they're all slowing right down now. They're beginning to sort themselves out. It's Kelsey Kirby on the outside going by both of them. She was probably passed by them earlier in the lap. It's hard to tell, but they'll all know exactly what's happening. Harry McGovern waving at John Farrelly, I think that is. He's absolutely fine, but it's just better. I thought he had it there, you know. I think he hesitated for some reason and it sank, but he did the right thing. If you kind of need to stay off the brakes, keep your momentum, and just keep a little bit of power on, and you can sometimes drive through the gravel trap. But he'll be ruining the fact that JR and the boys raked that so much during the week, because that's what makes it just grab the car and sink, and it stops cars, as we said earlier, contacting with the bank. So Teng Tools on board, Teng Tools UK and Ireland, if you're looking for them on social media. They came on board towards the latter part of this year as title sponsor of the Irish Championship Circuit Racing ICCR series, and happily they're staying with us for 2026, and they're putting together perhaps a couple of discount codes and giveaways and stuff for competitors and fans. So we'll be activating that one quite a lot in 2026. It's great to have them on board. It's always good to have new names on board, but they think a bit like us, and we'll see a lot more of them here at Mondello Park. This is the final round of these championships. It's Sean McGovern has already won this championship, so electing not to come out today. He didn't come out in race 2 the last day either. So So Alex McCann is the big, the one who's gained most in the rookies there. He's got by Michael Moynihan and Finn Gillespie on that first lap. Chloe Kelladin there too, watch out for her. She's very, very quick. Very little mileage. I think Chloe's going to be a name we'll be talking about a lot. She went very well in Kirkstone. She's right up the front in her first or second race. With a little bit of testing under her. She comes from a great motorsporting family, but she's a student in UL. I think she's involved in, or possibly the president of the UL Motorsport Society. But she goes really well in these ZTEC Fiestas. There's Alex McCann, 104 in the MC hire car going through. Finn Gillespie is 24 in the patch tire equipment machine. Soft recruit car is John Farrelly. There's Chloe Kellett goes through. There's the Clon Bio car of Lola Rose Turley. She's going well as well in the rookie championship Clon. Kyle Bon Auto's car of Lorcan McGivney. Then Will Humphreys, who went so well here the last time. He's got a lot of his mates from the karting, the college karting guys down with him, I think, this weekend, supporting him. So Will Humphreys went really well. Just lifting that car up. This is the ex-Peter Barrable car. That car will be out at the 6-hour race next month. I think the McGovern's fielding 2 teams. Murray Motorsport have a couple of cars as well. LOH Motorsport with a really quick team and brand new car. So lights still on. They're off on the Alfa Romeo Ireland safety car. It should peel off into the pit lane. No, they're still on, are they? They are. It's going again for another lap. It mustn't be in the back gate. The Jeep is still on track, I think. Jeep was still on track outside the back gate. Yeah, it's still at the back of the pack there, so we'll come in the pit lane now. So they won't release them until all those rescue vehicles are actually off the track, back in the paddock, and the gates are closed and locked. The Alpha picking the pace up a little bit now as they come back towards us, about a turn 3 and down to Bridgestone corner. Then as you go through Nordic Spirit, the fast right-hander, you see the lights off. In fact, I think they're already off on the Alfa Romeo. They are. To the left. We're getting ready to go, and it's up to Fishburne when he wants to go back racing. He's going to go now. He's already got the foot down. I think Mick Keogh's been caught napping in 3rd place, but all over him is Mulready. Hasn't really been caught napping. It's a length or 2. He's not right on Dawson's bumper. Waved yellows, and we're racing at Mondello Park. Fishburne's got a great lead there, considering it's a rolling start. He goes through 9/10 of a second ahead of Alan Dawson. Mick Keogh a similar amount back. Looking down the inside, that's more to fend off Mulready. Then it's the battle of the rookies, and Sam Doyle, one of the real characters of the class in the Tara racing car, having a go. McCann gets sideways, holds onto it, but that's going to scrub off a little bit of speed and momentum as he comes out of Castrol Corner. Mick Keogh going well here. He'd love a podium, and he'd love a 2nd place even more. He was having a sniff at Alan Dawson there, but he must have lost a bit of momentum through Campion. Trying to get it back. He works really hard on his car and himself, runs and trains Mick to get the car down to the weight limit, and the car's always absolutely immaculate. It's one of the best presented cars in the paddock, as indeed is Dawson's car just in front. They're 2 immaculate machines. Mulready going nicely, the Kyrgyzstan champion in 4th. Then it's the first of the rookies going really well is Evan Walsh. Then it's Sam Doyle. Then it's Alex McCann, second in the rookies. Mikey Moynihan, Finn Gillespie in the, it looks like Batman's car. Everything black. Black wheels, black bumpers, black bodywork. Number 24. Finn works with us here at Mondello Park. He was the quickest of the rookies last time out in the dry conditions. But they're all having to follow Evan Walsh and indeed Alex McCann now as they come out onto Main Straight. Fishburne looking good here, and Mulready gets a run at Mick Keogh, but Keogh can hold him off in a straight line. Mulready has to get back in behind him again. And it's Walsh and Doyle, McCann, Moynihan, Finn Gillespie, Kelsey Kirby, John Farrelly up a place in the McGovern car. John Farrelly is a title-winning McGovern car, so we'd be expecting him to climb up a little bit more. Gillespie gets down the inside, just went out of our shot there. The black car, just to watch the top of your screen. He's got Mikey Moynihan, he's round the outside. Brave stuff at Campion corner. He's gone out of shot again. Just behind this group, we've got that battle, but this is good as well as Sam Doyle gets alongside the Mondello Park car, back in behind it. He learned his lesson there last time out. He's not going to do it again. Alex McCann driving beautifully in third place. Gillespie's got the job done. He's done Moynihan. That's crucial for the championship for rookies as well. So you have been some proper revelations in this class this year. Moynihan, Evan Walsh, Finn Gillespie and McCann now as well, and Sam Doyle. Great to see these new names coming towards the front. No new names at the front. We know Ian Fishburne and Alan Dawson very well. They've been racing many, many years. Fishburne looking very strong on this one. Fastest lap, 3/10 quicker than anybody, and he's opened the gap to a second last time round. Mick Keogh will be hanging on here for a podium. Oh, and Finn Gillespie down the inside of McCann. He was way back. This is a good lap from Gillespie. That puts him up back to Sam Doyle now. Gillespie on a massive charge, the Mondello employee. Ex-Formula V racer last year, but he's been a revelation since he got into ZTEC this time. This is a last-minute lunge. He's looking very comfortable, and now it's Sam Doyle next up in the Tara racing car. Gillespie looking to go around the outside, almost inviting McCann to get down the inside. McCann gets a bit sideways there, slows him, and Moynihan gets alongside him. Great racing in Fiesta ZTEC. Oh, Mick Keogh was it? No, McCann getting out of shape again, and Gillespie's just left them. Somebody else coming up there. Is there somebody else by McCann? It's Moynihan, it's Mikey Moynihan, so the rookies beginning to march forward. It's Fishburne, Dawson, Keogh, Mulready, Walsh, Doyle, Gillespie, McCann, Moynihan, Kirby, Farrelly. That's your top 10, and the rookies are Evan Walsh, Finn Gillespie, Alex McCann and Michael Moynihan. Alex McCann will be helping Evan Walsh here because he's pushing Moynihan back a place. Moynihan is the title leader and looking very strong, but they can be caught by Gillespie or Evan Walsh today. If they outscore him significantly. They won't be outscoring him by too much here. We'll have to have a look at that one. We'll have the pen and paper out later. Mick Keogh under massive pressure here from Mulready. And it's Walsh. And it's Sam Doyle who's caught in the rookie battle because Finn Gillespie wants a bit of Evan Walsh, doesn't he? And Moynihan has woken up now. Gillespie last time around quicker than everybody except the leader. He's in the 16s. He's still in the 16s. So is Moynihan. 16.5. Moynihan is quicker than Alan Dawson. Moynihan is 2/10 off Ian Fishburne. Oh, Gillespie going around the outside of Sam Doyle. The two black cars door to door. Right out onto that curb where no man should be, but it might work in the wet. It didn't quite come off, but he's not afraid of trying it in unusual places. That's going to bring Moynihan up alongside him as they blast down towards turn 3 now. Moynihan trying to get by. Gillespie won't want to let this happen. And Gillespie keeps the shoe in third gear. Moynihan's brave to stay around the outside there. I love this. They give each other racing room. We see it in junior minis all the time. They didn't even touch door handles there. And Moynihan slots back in and has another go on the way back up the hill. This is going to be a fast lap for John Farrelly, I think. He's caught them. Now, they are probably going a little bit slow because they're having a real go. But Ian Fishburne looking very good on his return to the class. Fastest lap again last time round. And he was leading by 2.4 seconds. Only 53 seconds to go. This will be starting their last lap, so Gillespie's got to pull something out of the bag here, and he's very, very close to second of the black cars. Watch this as they come up the hill, and Sam's watching as well. He goes to the inside, holds the centre of the road. Gillespie high and wide. He's using his head here, trying to get traction up the inside, but he doesn't get any better traction. And in fact, Moynihan might get a better run off the corner. No, they're all pretty equal, and they all slot back in line of stern again. Fishburne, Dawson, Keogh, Mulready, Evan Walsh, Sam Doyle and Finn Gillespie. So as Neil Murphy's just pointed out here, 6th place will get you pole for race 2, and Sam Doyle looking good for that one. He'll be strutting around the paddock if he gets pole for race 2 with his big sunglasses on. He's going really well lately. A heart went out to him the last day, put a wheel off coming down to turn 3 while he was running right at the front, and the gravel just caught him and sank back in. Going to have to hold Gillespie off. Gillespie looking very racy and very sideways, beautifully held. and doesn't cost himself any time somehow, but Farrelly has caught them both. So this will be interesting on the road to the line. I think Sam Doyle has done enough. That moment might have slowed Gillespie a little bit. So it could be Sam Doyle and Evan Walsh on the front row for race 2. Here they come, right out to the edge of the circuit. Mick Keogh's going to get 3rd place. He'd be delighted if he can get a podium. The Donegan Motor Services car. Checkered flags prepared and way ahead of anybody else. Headlights ablaze for Murray Motorsport and Fish Graphics. It's Ian Fishburn. A last lap lunge for Gillespie. Gets him almost alongside for that crucial pole position place. Who's it going to be? Dawson is 2nd. Mick Keogh in 3rd. Mulready, Walsh. Sam Doyle weaving around. He's delighted with that one. He knows he's got 6th place. And that's going to put him on pole for race 2. Then it's Finn Gillespie, 2nd place in rookies. Good recovery from Mikey Moynihan. Mikey Mania, he takes 3rd in rookies. And Alex McCann, 4th in rookies. Just dropped back a little bit, but a great run from him. 5th in rookies is Lola Rolls Turley. From David Burns in his first race, who's managed to get ahead of Will Humphreys, Chloe Kellan and Freya Burns. So Neil Murphy heading back down to do his prize giving out duties, with, podiums and things like that. He's a busy man on race days. Great racing there, Paul McLaughlin. There's Lola Rose Turley going through. John Rock is out there too, JR from Mondello Park. He's going to be coming down to take the checkered flag now. Normally seen in a teleporter, but he always likes to do the end of season race in the Mondello staff car, the team building car that we have here at Mondello Park, the mechanics and ops team. There he is, JR goes by, and that's great to see. And he's just got ahead in the closing stages of Liv Corcoran there, great battle, and crosses the line. So Braden will be watching this one, no doubt, his son online. So big hello to Braden if he's watching this one. He's out of the country, but he'd be delighted to see his dad racing Fiesta ZTEC at Mondello Park. JR, great guy, he's been here many years and does loads of work here at the circuit. Great to see the handshake there between Alan Dawson and Ian Fishburn. Fishburn was away down the road. There's Mulready with the new helmet, looks beautiful. He was unveiling that on social media there the last few weeks. So Ian Fishburn will be delighted with that one. He looks like business as normal. Bust the helmet into the car. Nice run from all those guys up front, but a dominant win, 4.7 seconds. It's unusual you get that in ZTECs. There's Mick Keogh getting out of the car. Mick will be delighted with that one. 3rd place. He's been trying for a podium. He had one before, but tries really, really hard. Hasn't had the best of luck. Drove well in that one to hold Mulready back. Good battle between them for the final step on the podium. There's the 3, 1st, 2nd and 3rd. It's going to be a Leo Nolte hairstyles on the podium by the look of it. Neil Murphy's already down with the smiling away. He loves a good ZTEC race. Does Neil Murphy, and they're all smiles down there. It's great to see it. That's the way club motor racing should be. That's Mulready in the foreground. So Fiesta STs are next up. Alloy Repair Centre, Owen Cullen's company in Cookstown Industrial Estate, just off the Bellegarde Road. They're coming on board as sponsor last year, stayed on board this year. Also owns the Accident Repair Centre in the same estate. There's Chloe Kellett at the top of your screen. So here they come. These cars are a little bit more expensive and a lot faster. And Tim McQuaid, well known in the motor trade, of course. Tim McQuaid going really well. He's relatively new to this. He's done some rallying and some co-driving and stuff, but he's been very, very quick. And especially when conditions are a little bit greasy, he's had a win in these conditions before, and he banged in a cracking lap. In fact, he took pole position for LOH Motorsport. That's a clean sweep in the championship for them between Tim and Dave McGuire. They've had pole in every round, that team. The local team, Donaghadee, just not too far from Mondello Park here. So the pole man, and then Nadina car. He's also sponsored by Lewis Motors and BYD Galway on the car. And Charlie McKillen, and it's just great to see Charlie going up so well. Charlie got into this class this year, very, very quick, and loads of technical problems. And the amount of times I walked by and I saw him and his dad under the car, and oil and drive shafts and all sorts of stuff, and they just took a deep breath and made the move to go to Murray Motorsport, and he's been very, very quick. He always had the pace. Now he's got a reliable car under him, and there he is in the front row. He also instructs here at Mondello Park. So great guy, Charlie, and outside of the front row for him, he'll be very happy with that one. It's not going to be easy for anyone, even though the champion is not, Dave McGuire is not out. We do have John Elif, former Carter. He's just sold his car and bought the Darren McMullen car, and that's worked for him. He's going nicely. He's in. He qualified in 3rd place this morning. Roy White, the Rainmaster, alongside him. Then it is Derek Graham, who we'd always expect to be nearer the front. Don't discount Derek Graham, the plain red 76 numbered car from Northern Ireland, former multiple champion in many different classes. He's been a winner this year as well. Drove a great race in Kyrgyzstan to take the win this year. Ross Barnes, the reigning champion, number 44 alongside him, beautifully turned out car as ever. Then Bobby Turley, Adam O'Mahony, the Kerryman, going nicely. Then it's Michael Graham, Trevor Farrar, Chris Grimes, Chris Jones, Matthew Devereaux, Seamus Kelly, first time out for Seamus Kelly, the Donegal man. Baptism of fire in these conditions. These cars will be tricky enough to drive in wet conditions, but he's there just ahead of Owen Cullen, the Exeter Repair Centre man. We'll keep an eye on both of them. Seamus has bought the ex-Gordon Kellett car, and you can see it there towards the back, a black car with Daedlow flashes on the side of it. But up front, it's going to be all about getting the traction off the line. Difficult to do. They're on Nankang tyres, so semi-slick tyres wouldn't be brilliant in wet conditions. They're okay, but they don't use slicks and wets, keeps costs down. And these cars are somewhere around 160 brake horsepower, set up relatively stiffly at the back, which means they don't squat too much, so they can light up the front wheels if you get it wrong off the line. Tim McQuaid's been tutored by LOH Motorsport, and look how far forward he is there. Front wheels right on the white line where you need to be. Charlie a little bit further back. In fact, all the rest of them, bar Derek Graham, I think are a little bit further back than they need to be. And Michael Graham tutored by his dad. Interesting to see that from above, isn't it? I always think it's easy for me to say that in the commentary box, but it does give you a tiny bit of an advantage as we get ready to go. Charlie McKillen on the outside, and a great start from Charlie, but then lights up the front. It's Elif, but he's got nowhere to go, and it's Roy White now as they go under the bridge, and they're all trying to get by each other down towards Castrol Corner. And it is Roy White. What a start from the second row, and Elif has got between the other two as well. Could he get up to second place? I think he can. He's getting shoveled a little bit. That's Charlie McKillen shoveled out wide and almost came to a halt, and that's dropped him right back, but I don't think that's the end. It was him and Derek Graham, end of the rack at Campion Corner. Well held, that man, but it dropped him back. So Roy White said, see you later, lads, it's wet, so this is my day. Roy loves the wet conditions. He's a very talented driver, huge history in rallying, not in racing, but it's got quicker and quicker since he joined Murray Motorsport. And look at his first lap, that's incredible. He's just driving away from a couple of very quick drivers, Elif and McQuaid. It's all gone wrong for Tim McQuaid. Now he will have plenty of pace when it settles down. And Derek Graham in third place, who thought it was drifting. That was a few weeks ago. We had drifting on circuit racing this time. Oh, Charlie McKillen thinking of having to go around the outside of two cars. So Ross Barnes, is that Ross Barnes in the Marcus Hayes car? It is. That car was for sale recently, so maybe he's bought that car. He wasn't aware of that, but Ross Barnes not in his own car. On the right-hand side there, 44, the John Hayes cars. John Hayes, a name synonymous with Mondello Park. As Trevor Farrar slices down the inside of Charlie McKillen, it's all going wrong for Charlie here. Adam O'Mahony in there too, down the outside with the tricolour on the roof of the car. He's next to try and have a go. Beautifully turned out car. He's next to try and have a go at Charlie, but Charlie's more interested in getting by Trevor Farrar. Trevor Farrar in the Farrar Motors car. It's Elif now trying to hold back the gap. At the end of one lap from Roy White was 1.5 seconds. That's impressive stuff in one lap. So Roy White looking good here. It'll be ZZ Top style on the podium if he can manage this one. Then John Elif and Tim McQuaid. But I don't think Derek Graham is done yet. And Ross Barnes, just when I said it, commentators curse. The back end of that car is just a little bit wayward. Thank you very much, says Ross Barnes. I'll have that place back. And the John Hayes car goes up another place at the expense of Derek Graham. So Derek Graham and Charlie McKillen now with a lot of work to do in this one. And in fact, Elif beginning to ease away from Tim McQuaid. Great drone shot there. Derek Graham looking to get it back, but that car will be very hard to drive if the back is taily, because if you get it out of shape, there's nothing you can do in these cars except give it full throttle, and in wet conditions that means you get a load of wheel spin. It'll pull it back, but it'll cost you a lot of time. Safety car's being dispatched. I'm not sure why, but I'm sure the drone will find the issue, whatever it is. Don't see anything out there myself, but I can see turn 2 or 3, so let's see what the camera picks up as they go by. Who are we missing? Nobody just yet. McKillen ahead of Farrar. It's down to turn 1 because there's the snatch unit in shot. We're going to have to back into the gravel to pull it. Let's see who it is. It's Turley. It's Bobby Turley. Well in there too. That could be difficult enough to pull out. Anyway, safety car's out. We've still got 10 minutes to run. think that could be a teleporter job. I think they might be struggling a little bit there. We have that in wet conditions before. Usually those Jeeps will pull anything out of the gravel tap, but when it's wet, they can just bog down. It's very difficult to get them done. Probably just as well we cut away there. They could be using from some physical tactics, but no, that car's not going to move, I don't think, is it? They're still going to have one more go. They know what they're doing. They've done this many times, so if they didn't think it was going to come out, they probably would have given up by now and called in the teleporter. Car's going by again. 3 laps completed now. The one thing to notice here, of course, is that Roy White's lead is gone. He was away down the road. He's not going to be anymore. The rain is back. I'm just looking on the window. It's starting to spit again. It had stopped for quite a while, but it's just beginning again a little bit here at Mondello, and it's a little bit hazy out over turn 3. In fact, you can see from that camera how blurry it is as they head down. They're weaving around, trying to keep a little bit of heat in those Nankang tyres. These cars somewhere around €10,000. You see them sometimes for a little bit cheaper, and you see the top ones for a little bit dearer, but don't give too much trouble. They're pretty much running costs not much more than a ZTEC actually, because they use the same type of tyre, pads, tyres, and a little bit of body damage, but at the end they don't need engine rebuilds that often. The gearbox seems to be better. They had issues with them last year. The drivers wanted to put in a limited slip diff, so the organisers agreed. It wasn't particularly expensive. I think it's less than €1,000 actually, the diff they're running, and they're happier with the cars, and they don't seem to break as many gearboxes as they were before. So yeah, these cars are a pretty good way of getting into motor racing. A lot quicker and more technical, I suppose, than ZTECs. But the ZTECs, they're so popular because they're so accessible. A couple of grand or whatever they are to get you into one. There's one needs a bit of work for €1,800 on the Facebook page at the moment. I don't know if it'll be there this evening, but it was there this morning. So yeah, Neil Murphy didn't lead them round in his Fiesta ZTEC van this morning. He was explaining he had a wiper problem, but it'll be sorted for race 2, he said, sounding like a race driver. So Owen Cullen doesn't, he joins in, he races with these guys. Owen Cullen's been impressive this year because there's nobody out there with no experience. It's very experienced. A lot of teams running the cars. It's a very competitive championship, and he's been firing the car around. We put up a few photos of him during the week that I think Mark Quinlan got, and he was sideways coming out of Nordic Spirit corner and a wheel in the air somewhere else, and I think he just loves throwing the car around. He sent me a text message after one of the rounds saying, great day at Mondello Park, driving the car around on 4 wheels and sometimes 3. So a happy sponsor right there. So they're going to red flag it, yeah. Teleport is going to be sent down. So the clock will stop and they won't lose as much racing time for as far as the drivers are concerned. But the officials downstairs will be pretty worried about this. They've already shortened the races today. It's difficult for everybody. It's difficult for marshals today. It's difficult for teams, and it's difficult for organisers when we keep losing time, especially when we are live streaming. I'm sure lunch break will be shortened as well. Well, the teleporter got the job done very quickly in the end, but of course they can't keep the car circulating while the teleporter is reversing onto the track. So great stuff, got all that done. The Pannonia Bio car is back on track. Murray Motorsport run machine, and away it goes. Back onto the safety car again. We'll have a safety car restart. It's a new thing here at Mondello Park. So the safety car will lead them around, lights will come out, and we'll effectively have a rolling start. But remember, Roy White's lead is gone. Back racing at Mondello Park, and Roy White leads them up to the Southside Motor Factory's corner, but lying astern behind him. Everyone fancying their chances here. They all think they could have a go. Great traction from the Murray Motorsport car, and he gets a length or two, which translates into 2 or 3 or 4 as he goes across the start-finish line. Good restart. McQuaid in third. Barnes going nicely in his new car in fourth place. Then it's Derek Graham, but Charlie McKillen wants to get down the outside of him in the yellow car. He's very late in the brakes and sits around the outside, back breaks away, catches it beautifully, but it cost him a fraction. I don't think he'll get that completed, and he doesn't quite do it. Good effort though. Sideways stuff into the dip from Trevor Farrar, beautifully held. And this time McKillen, as Derek Graham puts 2 wheels off, McKillen around the outside, should be able to close the door here, but he's still on the outside. It's easier said than done. No, Derek Graham back down the inside. Again, racing room being given there. No quarter panels were harmed in this incident. Round the corner and back up the hill. Adam O'Mahony going nicely too. Roy White just getting away again. He doesn't mind the fact that his lead was wiped out because he's done it again, hasn't he? 4 minutes, 20 seconds to go, and this one is 32, leads them up the hill. And it's John Elliff going beautifully to McQuaid. Barnes right in there too, and then this raging battle with Derek Graham trying to hold off young Charlie McKillen. McKillen trying to go high and wide to get a better run on the way out. That's what he does, and he's on Derek Graham's bumper now as they come down the Bahrain Straight. Then it's Farrar, right in his mirror is young Adam O'Mahony, the Kerry man, who's up a place. He's got ahead of Michael Graham on that lap. And Chris Grimes, Owen Cullen, Matthew Devereaux, Chris Jones and Seamus Kelly battling away there. And big pressure now for second place. McQuaid using that pace that he had earlier to get pole position, and he's all over the back now of John Elliff in Elliff's new car. It's third Fiesta ST he's had. It's obviously his favourite as well. I'd say he's going very well in it. Gets it turned in beautifully, but actually McQuaid gets closer to the apex. Barnes there, and again Derek Graham, he'll be ruining whatever setup he put on that car. It is absolutely sideways everywhere. It's exactly what you want in dry conditions. It's exactly what you don't want in wet conditions, and that slowed him, and that's allowed McKillen alongside again. And Charlie McKillen's being opportunistic. He knows exactly what he's got to do. He gets back to the inside. Look at this, he's going to have the outside at Nordic Spirit. That's brave stuff. Tucks back in behind him, but Graham under huge pressure here. What McKillen is trying to do is get him to move around a little bit, make him unsettle the tail again. He'll just drive by him on the exit, but he's trying it all the way around the outside this time. He should be able to lean on the car a little bit more than Derek Graham. They're side by side on the straight. There's nothing in it now. Derek Graham in his self-run car, the Murray Motorsport car of Charlie McKillen, just getting in nose ahead, and the big squeeze is on as they head down. They move away from each other again. This is great tin-top racing. McKillen's looking to sit around the outside here. The theory is there's more grip on the outside. It doesn't always work. Oh, he's got the job done. That's beautiful motor racing. Really good stuff from Charlie McKillen there. And Derek Graham, nothing really he can do about it. He can't lean on the car too much with that setup that he has on at the minute. But Charlie McKillen, let's watch this lap time. I think he's got a bit of pace, you know. Just 2.5 minutes to run in this one, but he's driving away from Derek Graham there down at turn 3. Derek Graham be so difficult trying to get the car slowed down without much lock. And actually O'Mahony's up another place at the expense of Trevor Farrar. Adam O'Mahony going really well here, the Kerry man. Moved up from Fiesta ZTEC. Neil Murphy will be watching this one closely. Driving away at the front, out to 1.5 seconds ahead, fastest lap as well. Here he comes. No mistakes at all from Roy White. And it's Elif. The BYD Galway car, Tim McQuaid, and closing in on them as Barnes. But here comes the charging Charlie McKillen out onto the main straight. 10-1 for Roy White. He's starting to fly. There's a few of them dipping into the 10s. Oh, 10-2 for Charlie McKillen, and that includes the overtaking manoeuvre. I did say he had pace. He's quicker than everybody else on track except for Roy White. But Adam O'Mahony has matched him. Adam O'Mahony flying here, a 10th off the leader. This is great stuff. Young Adam O'Mahony, great to see him going so well. His mum is a big supporter. He should be loving this one. Oh, Adam O'Mahony starting to fly. 10-2 last time around. 10-1 as fast as that of the race by Roy White out front. So they're all beginning to close up on each other now. Three absolutely together. A minute to go. They'll be starting their last lap now, I think. McKillen still easing away from Derek Graham. But watch the car behind him. So the yellow car at the top of your screen there is McKillen. Then it's Derek Graham. But charging up behind him now is young Adam O'Mahony with the tricolour on the roof. Very distinctive car. He's got by Ferrari there. And he's just blasted away from this. Could be another quick lap from the young Kerryman. Roy White comes out onto the main stage to start what will be his final lap. 2 kilometres to run for him and Murray Motorsport in the Arbelos car. 2, 3 and 4 next up. Then McKillen again. Let's watch the times. Slightly slower that time, out to a 10.8. 10.9 for Graham and 10.9 for Adam O'Mahony. So they're all beginning to lap the same kind of times. Oh, is that a look around the outside by McQuaid? It is. And this time it's Elif's turn to wag the tail at Campion Corner, but contained it beautifully. Managed to just put the car where Tim needed to be. Brave effort by Tim McQuaid. Got along the outside and thought about sitting around the outside at Campion Corner. There's a little dip in that corner. It's a brave thing to do. So here they are now on the final lap. And McKillen definitely a little bit closer. And O'Mahony, I think, again, a little bit closer to Derek Graham. So I'd imagine Derek Graham will be softening off the back of that car or something similar between race 1 and race 2 as they come back down to the S's. Through Nordic Spirit Corner now. Roy White, the man. 2.3 seconds last time around. I suspect it's more. Is it going to be a last lap lunge from Tim McQuaid? It is, down the outside this time. He might look to switch back to the inside and use that diff that they have to get alongside. That's exactly what he tries to do, get the nose up the inside. Great stuff from Roy White. That'll be a popular win for that man, and dominance as well. And just hanging on for second place after a great scrap is John Elif. Tim McQuaid in third place. He always loves being on the podium. Then it's Ross Barnes and Charlie McKillen with fastest lap of the race. Fastest lap of the race for Charlie McKillen, faster than Roy White's previous 10.077. Absolutely flying. So Derek Graham next up, and Adam O'Mahony, very impressive stuff. Then it's Ferrari and Michael Graham, that's just in shot there now. All the rest coming down to us. Just ahead of Owen Cullen is Chris Jones. So it's Chris Grimes, Chris Jones and Owen Cullen. Emer O'Brien going down to chat with our drivers now after that one. There's Seamus Kelly just going through. Baptism of fire. Rough day to be starting motor racing for him. So that's it for the morning here at Mondello Park. Very difficult conditions. Great drive there from Roy White. Absolutely brilliant, and good racing all the way down the pack. A lot of them chatting and throwing their hands around and doing the universal hand movements there. So fantastic stuff as as they get finished with race 1. They'll be back out on track for race 2. We'll go for lunch, get the marshals back in, get them fed, and hopefully warmed up a little bit. And we'll be back racing, I think, in about 40 minutes here at Mondello Park.